Hey everybody, I've got another Usopp match here for you today. This is my slightly changed list from top 4 to regionals I was at. I made a couple little changes. I upped a Sabo, and I upped a one-legged soldier, and I went down one Gats. Other than that, today I'm playing Bonney, and my only thought is I could maybe use another King Kong gun. That's just like a thought. I'm not sure what the cut would be. It's pretty dang tight, y'all. This list is very tight at the moment. But this card is an MVP, so don't sleep on it. Alright, let's get to the Bonney game. We're here against Bonney. Bonney is, I probably, the whole time I've been playing Usopp, I've probably played 10 games against Bonney. So you'll have to forgive me if they're a little bit, if I seem a little rusty, or if it's a little awkward, or if I make a decision that's not ideal. Looks like I was lagging a little bit at the time, huh? Hopefully it clears up. Main thing was Leo. I searched up the stage. My opponent played out a Bonney. I'll do some more searching here. I got an Idio. Swing of life. Taps down the Leo, and I'm going to play out my blocker. Just waiting on my opponent, doing a little bit of thinking. Searched up a killer. Take my block while I can. And then they play out their killer blocker here. Well, hopefully this lag stops soon, but I think it's still watchable. Opponent tap down my Leo. Just seeing if they're taken, they do. And then we swing at this Jewelry Bonney. If they tried to save it, our plan was to swing at it. But instead we're going to play out stage and just clear the blocker. We don't want to get them to a place where they have an 8-drop kid who can just be like infinitely protected by blockers, right? So we're gonna clear it while we can. We're in a pretty advantaged spot. They play out the smoker, and we're just gonna be able on our next turn to bounce that right back to their hand with Kairos. We're gonna start by swinging at life. We'll likely tap down our leader, but that's cool. Yep. Notably here, our opponent has had to attack into us this whole game. We end up putting out Cavendish, probably just because it doesn't have counter, and we want our opponent to have to swing into it to remove it, ideally. Sorry about the lag on this one. I just remember it being a pretty good game, so I'm hopeful that it's not too jarring. They're going to use the carrot to lock down the Cavendish. So instead of removing it, we're locking it down. We don't have a 2K here, so we end up having to let that go. We could have given it 2 1s, but I looked at their hand size and realized that I didn't think it was worth the extra swing. Especially because the Zoro probably gets tapped down after Kairos swings anyway. But it does remove a little bit of pressure. They're at 2 life, but they're going into their 10 drop turn. So I'm hoping there's a chance that I play out the Luffy and we swing at the carrot. I would hope we swing at the carrot once and then just restand in case he has the 10 drop. Especially if it gives us the carrot here, then we're pretty good place. If he wants to counter out for the carrot, I think that there's an argument to attack and do it again. Yeah, so we're just gonna keep this thing alive. If he wants to play a 10 drop, we will just take him to 0 the next turn. Not sure how I plan to fill up the trash again right away, but Rebecca does a pretty good job of it. So yeah, I'm looking at this King Kong gun and I'm thinking we can get there. If they want to 10 drop us, we can get there. But they do kind of the opposite play, right? Like, they're playing out blockers, they're gonna hold up 1, they take this highly defensive turn. And we're just gonna get to draw, we get to replace it. I don't think it really matters which one we took there, so. Yeah, we had a pretty stacked hand now. I don't think we need a second Luffy, but we get rid of the Rebecca instead. I think I would have actually liked to maybe see the Rebecca stay just to clear our yard a bit more. Here is a spot where we have so many good bodies to swing. It's a tough decision to make. Do we want to draw cards? Do we want to swing big? I decided to start by clearing something. Just make it a little bit more awkward for my opponent. I mean, go with the biggest body, kind of demand this blocker or 3 cards out of their hand. But, you know, there's a good chance, yeah, they just take it. You know, I'm trying to think, is there any world where they give me this blocker so I can swing this Luffy twice with the King Kong gun attached, 2 13k swings? But my opponent doesn't seem too interested in that. So instead, I'm going to swing at Smoker. We're going to restand, and I think we're going to swing again into the Smoker. So thought being here, once again, if I clear the Smoker, and he has the Don Quixote, I still have 3 bodies to swing for lethal the following turn. With the King Kong gun, of course. And our opponent's in a pretty rough spot. Like I said, I think even the Don Quixote, the 10 drop, isn't enough here, and Zoro just doesn't do anything, right? So, easily counter out of that. Yeah, and they just give the concession. So our opponent was pretty bricked, but not crazy. Who knows how long they had the kid in hand, but that might have been a better play earlier in the game if they had it. But overall, you know, we just kept applying pressure, and I think that that's how probably the majority of these Bonney games go for folks. Is this like 7-drop Rebecca just gives so much value, and they Bonney can't really do too much about it because they can only tap one thing a turn, and sometimes you're playing 3 things. So anyway, so yeah, thanks for checking out my match, and let me know if there's anything you'd have done different. And sorry about the lag on this one. I'll try to figure out what's up with that.